Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hi guys. Hi Divya. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, Alex. How are you?
Good, good, good. Thank you. Hi everybody who's watching and thanks for watching. Hopefully this is something interesting for your professional life as a project professional. And today we have Divya. Um, Divya, please um, give us a few words. How did you get to where you are in a few words?
Yeah, sure. It's been actually, believe it or not, mark of 20 years when I stepped into the corporate world back in 2006 of really the month of June and July. And my job was at Quark. This was a multinational company based out of Colorado. And at that time, I learned a little bit about project management at that time. And I found it very fascinating because it means that with every project comes new challenges, and comes you meet new people. And I'm in general a people's person, and I love meeting people and talking to people and solving problems. And I never looked back after that. So I've been doing project management for 20 years now. And
Nice.
so really, it's been quite a journey in relation to project management all these years. I've been to many industries. I've worked for healthcare like Blue Cross Blue Shield. I've worked for service companies like Hewlett Packard, Johnson Controls, and I'm also serving right now in a defense space. So I've worked in various different industries over the past 20 years.
Yeah, I looked at your Johnson Controls. So I'm like, oh, I've done some training for them for Johnson Controls way back when. Um, Super cool. And you were in Milwaukee, weren't you? Back then.
Yeah. Well, I've been to places, I can tell you that. I have lived in Rochester, New York, for a few years, which is upstate New York. And then I lived for a few years in Milwaukee. I was there for almost 10 years. And I moved to Phoenix and I spent a couple of years there. And right now I'm in Virginia. So
Wow,
I've been around. Yeah.
it's been around. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can tell. So, look, most of the project managers, go for PMP with PMI,
Uh-huh.
and you went to get PCCP. Uh, can you tell me why?
Well, I do have my PMP. I did get my PMP many, many years ago. I was still in Rochester, New York at the time. So I do have my PMP. PCCP is the practitioner certification for change management, right? So that's the change management process certification. And I believe that as a project manager, we are definitely changing the landscape with any project that we do. Either we are upgrading or we're bringing new technology or something like that. So there's always a change component to every project. So I went out and I wanted to learn more about change management. So I did my process certification. So that's what that PCCP is.
Hmm, that's interesting. And you said that you like working with people.
Yeah.
Most people don't like working with people. Uh, don't
Well,
don't you think?
well, I always say that project management is all about managing people. It's all about people because it's for the people, it's by the people. Um, really you're bringing a change to the people, and there are people involved who are doing the project. So you got to you got to love working with people, and you got to love to talk to people in order to be a project manager because there's a lot of that.
Hmm. Well, I mean, a lot of work, looks like
Uh-huh.
will be done by AI or by robots or by something that. I mean, if you ask somebody uh, who is in leadership executive position, at this position you don't really look into like who does it and how it's done,
Mhm.
and especially by people that may not be willing to do a good job all the time.
Mhm.
So you're just interested in getting things done. So how do you connect that getting the project done with what you just said? Project management is all about people. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. I mean, I believe my style is definitely making sure people on my project who are actually doing the work are heard, are part of the whole process. It's not that, hey, this is a project, go do it, right? Hey, this is a project, how can we as a team make it happen? Right? That's always my approach with my team. And the people who are being impacted as a result of the project are also very important. There are key stakeholders. And I always want to make sure that they are also in the process and they're being heard, they're being brought into the conversations, right? And they're being informed. Uh, so, from my perspective, I've seen over the years, and I have done all types of projects. Like I've been part of not just IT projects. I've been part of, I've done legal projects, marketing projects within these big organizations that I've worked for. And I've worked for the Office of CIO in one of my organizations. And there was like this whole reorg project, right? So I believe, we cannot ignore the people part. And if somebody is ignoring the people part, kudos to them. I don't know how they do it. I find it very difficult to do a project without having people component consideration in that.
so there's this famous, triple phrase with the triple words, says that people, process, and tools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So people, I mean, got it.
Yeah,
People, I got it. I asked
absolutely.
you a few questions about that, and you got it.
Yeah.
You got it down. Um, what about process?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can have the people, but if you don't have the process, you don't know what you're doing, right? So you have to have the process as well. You need to know what tools to bring in for a project. So you do need to have the understanding. I mean, you customize your processes as you go too. Processes are to encourage. It's for your benefit. You shouldn't be rigid in your processes. The processes should be fluid, right? So when you have a process, if it's working for you, great. If it's not working for you, it should be fluid enough, flexible enough for you to mold it what it needs to be for that specific project. That's what the process is for. And then you bring in the tools that enables the process and people, right?
Mm.
So it's not that, hey, we have this shiny tool, we're just going to use it, whether you like it or not, right? Whether it's making sense on the project or not, that it's not going to go anywhere, right? The tools are again just to enable the process and people that are delivering a
Mm.
goal.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, any any podcast that we do here is not gonna avoid the elephant in the room,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it's not the one that is walking, in the background, but it's the one that is um, AI, right?
Mm,
So how does it change? What changed for you? I mean, I don't know if this is you got this within a last company you worked for,
yeah.
and how does it change for you?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are changing just
Mm-hmm.
because the way we work is changing,
Mm-hmm.
the way we think is changing. Here's your change management, practitioner is come in handy.
Mm.
So how do you handle this for you?
AI, you mean?
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's the assistant I never had. It's the assistant I always wished, but I couldn't afford, right? The
Mhm.
project coordinators as a PM I always asked for, but I never got one because they didn't have the budget, or they said, "Oh, well, you're the PM, you can do it all," right? And now I have this fantastic tool, AI, that I can really. The more I learn about it, the more wonderful it is. It has really enabled me, and has helped me do things so much easier, you know. So we have AI tool. I got introduced to AI. My first introduction was at Johnson Controls, where we were say, "Hey, we have this AI tool in the company, and you can just, start recording and, transcribe." And that was the first thing that PMs were taught, right? Take that transcription, put it in the AI tool, and it will organize the notes and actions for you. Right.
Mhm.
And like I said, I've spent 20 years, and I come from the time where I'm taking all the notes, creating all the actions. Right. Yeah. You're doing that.
See?
Yeah. Yeah. So we're still used to it. Right.
I'm I'm doing this as a, as a written,
Yeah.
during the conversation,
Yeah.
because I mark something that I want to ask you next, and maybe
Right.
we want to talk about
Right.
next, and I'm just making my notes as we
Yeah.
speak. Yeah, and that was great. That was, yeah, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's really it. So, AI, like I said, is a fantastic tool. It's for our benefit. I think it has made us more smarter. It has contributed to our success if we really partner with it. Um, there are days where I was like, oh my gosh, I just asked this, and where do I start? So I start with AI. You know, so and every project is different. Every project is an interesting opportunity to learn and get through different challenges, right? And AI is my helper in that. And we have AI tools, and we actually have AI conversations a lot in our trainings, in our discussions, in my current company too, how to best use AI for our benefit.
Yeah, please don't say anything about your current company because I
Oh,
don't. We won't be able to publish this.
I see. I got it. I hear you. Okay. So you'll be able to cut it out, right? So do you want me to say that again in a different?
No, 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 no,
Okay,
no,
you
no.
got it.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
You're not gonna say anything that is not appropriate.
yeah.
For you to say in terms of security. Um, yeah. One thing you said, and I put a note right in.
Uh-huh.
Uh, AI makes us smarter. Really?
Yeah, yes.
How?
Oh my gosh, like so many times I have a thought in my head, but I'm not really able to process in a way that AI does it for me, So I have some ideas that I want to take it forward. Um, but I am wired to think in certain way, but AI just expands my horizons on that thought. Oh well, you can think it in this way, or it polishes and shines and bring it forward in a way that I that's in my head, but I just have not had it on the paper in that sense.
Is is it like AI brings the power of the team? It's like if you
Right.
by yourself, just
Yeah.
thinking by yourself,
Yeah.
you just you with your own ideas and
Yeah.
whatever you can say to yourself, and it just sounds stupid when you just talk to
Right.
yourself, which is weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we all do.
But now you can talk to someone who read all the books on the subject that.
Right. Yeah. 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 So I mean, it's like really a power times 10. So you have this thought, you have this idea, you want to do something more with that idea. See, I'm a person who likes to continue to improve. I'm an avid reader. I'm a very curious person by nature. So I have a lot of questions. And without AI, I would really go around my team and ask people like, "But how do you do this? But what's happening here? But have you explored this?" Right? But as a PM, I really get to understand how the project is being worked on. But now some of those questions are being answered to me by AI. So I was like, oh, so it makes me smarter. So I am actually able to converse in the meetings and learning on the side through AI. asking those questions like, oh, I see. This is how we solution it.
Learning. We have a lot of issues with, well, not the issues. We have a transformation in education going on
Yeah.
where students are taking advantage of AI
Mm-hmm.
and institutions are can't keep up. Well,
Mm-hmm.
all the tests that were designed to be done without AI are now
Mm-hmm.
done with AI, and they cannot do anything about it.
Right.
And the grades are going up.
Yeah.
Are the students getting smarter? I don't think so. That's why, like,
Right. And I
in
guess the teachers and the systems that have to just have to stay one step ahead of all of that,
yeah.
right? Um, I have read, publish an article by one of the persons. Her name is Dr. Karnika Bansal. She is based out of Australia, and she's a law professor. So teaches the law students at the university, and she was talking all about like how students are using AI. So she says, "Well, there's nothing I can do. I'm not gonna like they're not gonna stop, right? So I rather guide them, tell them the do's and don'ts, right? And so that they
Mhm.
use it in that respect. So again, when computers were introduced and people were using computers, they're like, oh, my kids are not using paper and pen anymore, right? They need to write and they need to have that handwriting. But well, they're gonna do the typing anyway, so let's make them learn typing the right way, right? And start using the computer with right softwares and parental and guidance and controls.
Interesting. A lot of shifts are getting overrated.
Yeah.
Like being able to nicely handwrite.
Hmm.
I mean, virtually, and a lot of people may disagree with me, but virtually nicely handwriting has basically no value today.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Right.
can say unfortunately,
Yeah.
but I think it's true. I mean, I don't
It,
I don't see, handwriting is valued somewhere in business as much as a good thinking, or
hmm.
the right decision making
Hmm.
is more valued than, I think the decision making is going to be more valued than being grammatically correct, in writing email, or
Right.
a document.
Yeah, there are spell checks, Grammarly's, and all those tools that are auto-correcting all of that. But that being said, I have children who are elementary and high school, and I make sure they do their cursive writings every day. They write. They don't like
So
it.
why?
They hate me for
Why
that, but
do
they are going to do it.
I know they're gonna
Yeah,
do it. You look like you look like a kind of parent who will make sure that they'll do it.
yeah.
Um, but I won't, let's not show this answer to them. Let's just pretend that they won't listen to this conversation.
Hmm.
But why? Why are you making them do it?
Well, there's more to that. Just the use in the future. It's more for the cognitive development, right? So when you are using there's research, and I probably won't have the exact research remember to my memory right now, but this research that when you use pen and you write, it kind of improves your cognitive skills, and it also is good for your brain
Motor
development.
skills, motor skills, and there's this, you know,
Yeah.
like playing a musical instrument is
Right.
kind of giving you that
Right.
cognitive, complete, mind where you can, you know, I think that is it what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it the
yeah. It
same?
just helps. It's a brain part of the brain development. So just while we are doing instruments and different activities with them, this is just part of that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's basically sport if you think
Right.
about it.
Right. Right.
It's a sport.
Part of
It's
the
like,
development. Yeah.
making it, basically anything, anything but just swiping that screen
Mm-hmm.
and watching the, staring at your phone,
Right.
which is an issue, which is a big issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, but let's just segue from
Mm-hmm.
we sled to kids. We always do, unfortunately. Fortunately, I also have teenagers, and
Yeah.
uh, everything that comes with it. So, decision making.
Mm.
Let's talk about decision making a little bit because I think this is where AI is going to have to step away
Mm.
and let humans to keep doing. Hopefully, that's will be
Yeah.
still the case. I mean, there's some basic decisions probably can be made by a machine, but decision making is where we are, and I think this is with the rise of AI, uh, the decision making is going to be the quality
Mhm.
that is valued pretty high. I don't want to say the most, but
Mhm.
I say that it's probably going to be a pretty high value on the ability to make good decisions, right? And we did teach our kids too, right?
Right.
Decision
Right.
making. Um, so with that, if you were to um, if you were to look at what AI is doing,
Mhm.
what AI did to all of us,
Mhm.
and keep doing, what do you think in project management and project portfolio program management, large capital project tracking and planning?
Mhm.
Where does the decision making stand? Places itself, and how will that be or won't be part of the AI uh,
Yeah.
wave that we're having here?
Right. So here's the thing. In a project, like you said, it's people, process, and tools, right? And in people, there are so many permutation combinations with in terms of personalities and skill sets and whatnot, right? That make up people in general, and that contributes to a project environment, right? So, for example, you are doing a project and you have, team of 50 people, and if it's a global setting, that adds to the complication. You are rolling out of different cultures, right? And you know, then there are time zone differences, and depending on what you're doing on a project, there could be so many roadblocks just from the people perspective, right? Then you have a process, and the process also, every culture, every location will have to have a little bit of different process. And then tools also, not every global location you can use same tool, right? So there's so many different permutation combination of people, process, and tools on the project that you can't put you can't possibly put everything in a AI tool, right? And that's where
Mhm.
you as a human have to judge and see what will and what will not work, right? And how to navigate that. Now, of course, you can, like I said, you can use AI to break down certain components and see how this you can be doing differently, so you have an idea and you decide something, but you want to see how best to implement it, and you can use AI to get those ideas. But again, as a human, you will have to take that decision, you will have to figure that out, right? So I don't know if that answers your question, but in my mind, decision will always stay with humans. And again, it could be depending on what you're trying to do, right? In the project or in the program. But for the most part, you have to just assess everything and understand everything, and um, see what best works. Because on the you're doing the project, everything is green, and suddenly somebody gets sick, one of your critical resource gets sick, and they have to leave, and now you have to rethink that, right? So now everything you've done, you have to rethink and replan some of that around it.
Yes. So let's talk about the information flow within the project,
Yeah.
and say weekly or monthly, depends on
Mm-hmm.
how the process is. Say you have monthly big reports coming
Mm-hmm.
out
Mm-hmm.
to all the board members, and everybody should look at how the projects are going, and do we have any issues, and what's are we going to make it on time, all typical questions
Mm-hmm.
by stakeholders. So how much in your experience, how much of the information that was produced by project managers across is designed to protect versus to encourage and inform a good decision-making process from the leadership side, how much of that information is designed to protect those people who produce this information? On average, you don't have to don't don't give me the names, obviously, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But we know it's not all. I know it's not 100%. You try to convince me it's 100%. I mean, I am convinced today it's not 100%.
To protect
You know,
people? Like, so you're
so it's like
saying, like, we are producing information and giving to the executives, and making sure everything is green and trying to protect people so that,
yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just
yeah,
people don't like to be point out.
yeah,
I would rather, I'd rather hold it to myself. I will hide this issue.
I don't
I'm
do
dealing
that.
it. I'm look. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that you do it,
But I don't
but
point
I'm saying,
fingers at people if you're saying, like, my focus is on the problem, not the people, right?
how
M-
would you know? How would you know that out of 500 different projects that you're looking at,
Yeah,
at the monthly, one sheet of paper, maybe two slides, three slides of
yeah.
deck or something, and half of it green, half of it yellow, half of it red. How do you know it's all? How do you know it's the yellow is yellow? How do you know whatever is green is not actually red?
Yeah. Well, of course, there's a dependency on the people who are producing the reports, and we are bringing forth people who are going to be speaking about those high visibility, top initiatives, right, in front of the executives and sharing the information. So, okay, you have the report of 5,500 projects. Some of them are yellow, red, and green. You're obviously going to go first on the reds and see how many of reds and what reasoning has been given. And you ask the people to just speak to that. And, any experienced executive can really tell what's going on there, right? Like how much of that data is making sense or not. Okay, maybe you protected once and twice, and the red trend isn't going away for what, fifth time or
Mhm.
10th time, there's a problem, right? So as long as that red becomes yellow and yellow becomes green in a reasonable time, you're fine. But if it's not, then there is a problem, right? And if the green stays green for the entire time, but at the same time you are not producing, you're not closing the project on time or but within the budget, then obviously things are broken, right?
You know what? We had in some of our conversations internally, we had this a new idea that came up.
Yeah.
It was risk assessment 360, or like recursive statusing.
Mm.
Basically, the idea is that like review 360, like in
Mm.
the HR,
Yep.
right? You would have everybody give everybody review, right?
Mm.
Regardless of ranking, right?
Yeah.
So in that case, imagine that the status of the project would be determined by someone else, not not you,
Mm.
like of your project. So
Mm.
it's not you basically to say that creates additional accountability, right? So that
Mm.
basically you shift project managers in and have them say you give statuses for any project but yours, right? And
Oh.
then vice versa. This could be interesting, and also with the risk assessment, not necessarily to point
Mm.
out that somebody read. This may create people problem that we don't want,
Mm.
uh,
Yep.
right? Um, but from the risk assessment perspective, this could be. We thought that this would be useful because it's almost always you would like a third party to take a look at your project and say,
Mm.
what do you think could be going wrong, that you were just missing because you're so much baked into this project and you just missed, some obvious things that are out there. This could be interesting. Um, but all with all this said, with all
Mhm.
that said, um, don't you think AI can really sense the rag status better
Yeah.
than people? Because I don't have to, as a project manager, I don't have to judge. I have to lead. as a project manager, people have to drive the project towards the finish line,
Uh-huh.
right? Within budget and scope and on time. But it's not project manager's job to say, we're in a bad shape. It's like it should be this could be automated.
Yeah, it can be. Like it's already been automated. So if you see there are project dashboards, right? There's a data behind these dashboards that is being pulled in from different sources, and then it shows on the dashboard, what's the budget look like for the whole portfolio, what's the timeline, what's the resource information. So you're putting all this information in different tables and sources, and then that's all pulled together in a dashboard, and that's the analytics and AI, right? It's doing the job, and it's doing fantastic. Like I love dashboards, right? It gives
Mhm,
you so much
mhm,
information that no matter how much human effort you put, you can never produce those kind of reports. Those are
mhm,
beautiful. Those are in one instant. It kind of refreshes so often, right? Real time data. So yeah, I agree with you. There's no doubt about it. Like the AI does a great job of pulling the information together, but to analyze and what to make of that information is a human job, right? What do we do now? We have all this information. Okay, the project is red, and these are the problems that we have. So is AI going to go out and solve it for us?
mhm.
Probably not, right? Like AI cannot go talk to people and like I maybe we
Not yet.
will maybe in future, I don't know, right? But right now what I'm seeing,
Look, every time I talk to AI, he's
yeah.
nice to me.
Yeah.
And when I talk to people, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's a skill set, right? I am a people person. I like to talk to people. I want to understand what the problem is, where is it coming from. All of us have a personal aspect and a professional aspect, and it does impact our work, the way we do it, right? So there's a human aspect to all of that we do, right? So I encourage all my team to bring their whole self in, right? Not just
Yeah,
right? And so sometimes they can be carrying something else that might impact the project. And as a seasoned professional, as you age in your profession, you sense that, right? The emotional intelligence tells you what's going. Like there's something more here. So from AI perspective, amazing. Like I said, it's the assistant I never had, and it does a beautiful job of pulling information, putting in the dashboards, telling us red, yellow, green, and all of that is great. Um, I haven't seen it yet, and maybe that's the future that they're solving the problems for us on the projects.
so here's the situation for you.
Yeah.
Um, Imagine there's like a roadblock. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the program is off the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever needed to work doesn't work,
Yeah.
and disaster.
I.
Vendors are fired.
Mm.
Um, Program manager is stressed. I mean, teams are like looking around, like, am I gonna get fired or not? And
Mm-hmm.
start updating resumes. Like, total disaster, right?
Got
Total
it.
disaster.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that all the time, Alex. Believe it or
Well,
not.
I I know that this, but
Yeah.
that's why we have it. That's why
Yeah.
we have a job.
Yeah.
Um, so my my point I'm bringing here is that there's this savior needs to come out and say, hey, this is what we're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do. And start talking to people and start doing this and that. But it it has to be something really creative. It has to be
Yeah.
something. You can't just come, oh, let's go and do this, right? You have to pull it out of the hat, this
Yeah.
magic, and create something different. Create a new process,
Mm-hmm.
create something that didn't exist before,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this is the most important skill of a project manager, to be able to come up with ideas
Mhm.
constantly,
Mhm.
constantly, because when you talk to people, when you talk to people, you have to think on the fly, right? The
Mhm.
conversation goes, and it has its flow, so you have to kind of grab one after another, and somewhat like we have in here, to create that flow of energy, and that create the opportunity to come back and bring the project or program back on track. So um, I think AI is going to take everything that when there's no intelligence per se, like
Mhm.
build the report, or do things, or do the
Mhm.
mundane work that we
Mhm.
do that we don't like doing. I would rather much I would much rather think about something new and that I can do with the team
Mhm.
to move the project forward versus doing the prepping the report. And I think this is what
Agreed.
AI
Yeah.
um, will
Yeah, I mean, AI can even
will
come up
help
with
us.
the ideas, but somebody has to go implement them, right? So maybe you have an idea and there's like, oh, maybe I'm thinking this and let me see what AI thinks, right? And AI says, yeah, this is a good idea, but I can give you 10 more ideas and see which one would work for you, right?
No, you're right. AI will definitely be better implementing all of these ideas. Maybe not coming up with them, but doing it,
Yeah,
like, oh, now go ahead and create something, create a deck,
yeah,
create a
yeah,
document, create a SOP,
right.
things like that, and we'll do it like much faster than anyone.
Yeah. But we still
Um,
have to connect. Like, so humans are still the connecting tissue between all of them, right? So it's a great, great enabler in so many different spaces. That's why I said it's like I say that again, it's the assistant I never had, a very smart
mhm,
assistant, right?
mhm.
A very
Yeah.
smart partner with me.
So, but you also said, and I'm sorry, by quoting you
Yeah.
on the fly over here. That's why I have my
Yeah,
notepad.
yeah, go for it.
Um, is that 10x? You said 10 times,
Yeah,
10x.
yeah.
So you're estimating the productivity 10x, right?
Well, well, it's not about
For you.
it's not about productivity, but it's like me 10x in the sense that I have this thought, I want to create it does yes, there is an efficiency. Yes, there is a productivity for it. Now what would take me so much longer to create a document, to put all my efforts and to think whether this will work or not. Putting it in AI, AI is spitting it so fast for me, right? And giving me all the ideas. All I have to take is take it and just present it and be done with it, right? So,
So
yeah.
sorry for
Yeah,
interrupting.
yeah, go ahead.
I just want to kind of have a follow-up question and then to
Yeah,
let you finish your thought.
yeah,
So now you're saying that with all of that, I understand,
yeah.
for you, it's productive, it's getting up to 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if God forbid your leadership will hear this, they're gonna say, "Oh, we can let Divya handle 10 times more work than she is now."
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that if I didn't have AI, I would not take already the work that I'm doing right now, right? So I would
Agreed.
have pushed back on the amount of work I'm doing right now. I'm not just doing one project, right? I'm doing multiple projects. So there's definitely there's also the quality of the work. It's not just the efficiencies, the quality of the work has also improved, right, for me. Because
Mhm.
like I said, I it was just Divya with her limited knowledge and education and experience. I was doing best I could do, right? I just got,
Mhm.
but now AI has such a vast experience and such a vast knowledge that it can share with me, and
Mhm.
my skill set is to absorb that. So that is my skill set, right? That is my something that I'm taking in. Oh, I have all this information and I can filter it and make the best use of it and give the best to my team here, right?
So let's open another topic here,
Yeah.
and we will start wrapping up. So I get it. 10x Divya
You're gonna keep
just
me on that,
crashing it.
honest on that.
You're you're crashing it now with
Yeah.
AI. You were crashing it, but without AI you were crushing it. But with AI, it's just like
Yeah.
it's just a different level. So how do you encourage and how do you enable your teams to do the same 10x
Yeah.
as you do?
Yeah, because so what I know, I share it with my team. So there is no secret, right? The tools that are available to me are available to them, right? So, and like I said, project management is a teamwork. It's not just that we are driving the project end to end and, it's one man show. It's not, right? It's a team effort. So I'm only as successful as my team is, right? So whatever tools I have, whatever knowledge I have, I share it with my team. If I'm reading and learning something, I share it with my team. I was like, oh, I learned something new. There is a great research on PMI.com org, right? Go for it. And PMI has this great AI tool called PMI Affinity. It kind of is a wonderful tool that gives all the PMs and the information that they need out of PMI tools. So, like, there are tools that are available to me, are available to them, and share it with them and let them also do the same. Because in a team, everybody has a role, right? I'm a project manager, there's a software developer, there is a BA, everybody has a role and everybody is kind of limited, just like Divya is, right? With the limited education experience, whatnot. And so they all can benefit in the ways I am getting benefited.
Yeah, I think this is extremely important and a lot of times not easy.
Yeah.
First of all, I believe dealing with people is the hardest thing. Dealing with software is much easier thing
Yeah.
to deal with. So when deal with people and when you hear somebody say that I've been here 30 years and why should I change the way I do
Yeah.
things, right?
Yeah.
And then you understand that this is your team.
Yeah. We
Um,
get that all the time too. Resistance to the change, right?
yeah.
Um, you coach them, you try to tell them. If they're open, great. If they're not, they learn with the time. Or time will, just bypass them. That's what happens, unfortunately. Either you get on the train with the time or the time is just going to keep moving.
So is that the advice
Well,
uh, to the team members? Let me just ask you this: like, what would you give as advice to someone who is stepping into the profession as a project manager
yeah.
or stepping up in the profession as a program manager, right,
Hmm.
or PMO leader? Um, what would you advise them in terms of new technology and ability to learn and be the team member?
I would just say stay curious and be open, right? And just be flexible. That's all it takes, right? To continue to grow, you have to make sure you are curious enough to know what's trending, right? You are open enough to adapt those trends, and then you're flexible enough to change your beliefs. Like what you have done probably for 20 years is not going to work anymore. So that's okay. Just, we have new ways now. And so we just adopt and move on with that.
I think the ability to learn is something that gets crucial.
Yeah.
Um, that was always back in the day when I was a student.
Yeah.
We've been told that you're here not in order to learn the algorithms or the formulas, or you are here to learn how to learn
Exactly.
for the most part. So, and this time around,
Mm-hmm.
look at the I mean higher education, what kind of
Yeah.
things that they learn that up absolutely they get outdated by
Mm-hmm.
the time
Right.
they start the course. It's all outdated already. Even if you do the course today on
Yeah.
AI, it's it's outdated by the time you finish this course.
Yeah,
It's
look, that was
crazy.
always the case. That was always the case. Even 100 years ago, there was somebody making shoes by hand, and we had this industrial revolution, and now you didn't have to do something by hand. It was being done in the machines like what 10, 50 times faster, right? And so
Mm.
people had to, okay, we don't have to do something, we have to do not learn how to make a shoe by hand. Now you have to learn how to manage the machines. You have to know how to operate those machines, right? So we adapted and learned, and that's what's happening now. Like you have, that's the part of human history and story, I think.
And yet, handmade footwear
Are the best.
became more
Yeah,
expensive than ever,
right.
than ever.
Yeah, because
So
it's a skill set now which is so difficult to find, and those are wonderful shoes to wear. Like, those are
yeah,
great
absolutely.
craftsmanship.
Yeah. Divya, I mean, looks like the conversation can just go forever. But
Yeah.
I'd like to close it here if you don't mind. Thank you very much for joining us. It was a insightful conversation, and hopefully you enjoyed it too. And hopefully the viewers are enjoying it as well. And again, thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much for the
And
opportunity, Alex. I absolutely enjoyed, and it actually was very thought provoking. Some of the questions you asked, I actually might go back and like, oh, okay, yeah, that's true, that's happening. So thank you for the opportunity. It was great talking to you.
likewise, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Bye now.
Bye.